That's it. Hello, good morning, everyone, from tuning in. And I'm here with Richard Schmidt from the German actor, the seventh man from the German actor. So he anchors the whole boat. He's the #1 ranked oarsman in the world on World Wines Ranking. So it's really lovely to see you this morning, Richard.
Hello, thank you. Yeah.
Now, you've just come back from the European Championships where the German 8 won yet again. Could you give us a sense of how that regatta was, what it was like to be held under the COVID restrictions?
Yeah, it was a really different regatta because there are a lot of you have to wear a mask. You don't have to be together with other crewmates, and you're always separated. You have no from hotel to the regatta course. There was only in your own car or in a little van, and yeah, this was a little bit strange. But for us, it was very good to have these regatta because we train so hard in the summer, and we need this to race against other nations. And with the Dutch crew or the Romanians, there was also very high level races. So yeah, we are really happy to race this European Championships.
So how good was your performance in the final? How pleased were you with the way you were rowing?
How good? It was a little bit strange because we trained not so much in this higher rate performance. We only trained in lower rate and make some some aerobic stuff, and so it was really strange for us to row on this high stroke level. And it was also very nice. It felt very good, and it felt like, okay, that's why you row. And yeah, we are very happy to have the possibility to race there.
Were you surprised that the Dutch 8 wasn't closer to you?
I think the Dutch crew was in the first race, in the races of lanes. I think they were a little bit surprised that the first 500 meters was so strong from us. But they are such a good crew. They are so much experience. Like Robin van Luken, he's a really good rower, and so yeah, we are very happy that we are this length before them. But I think there are a lot of time to Olympics next year, so I think that's gonna be very close next year.
Yeah, and you know, it was a bit strange watching European Championships without the British team there. Did that bother you at all, or was it just like normal?
No, it's not normal. You, especially in the 8, you always race against the British 8, and yeah. But I can understand them because they had a really long lockdown, really long time, no rowing on the water, only rowing on the rowing machine, and I think you need time to get this rowing feeling back. So yeah, I can understand that they race there. So yeah, I feel sorry for them because I think it's gonna be a very hard time for them at the moment. And
yeah.
And yeah, and now it's the new winter season is beginning. So it's always on the erg or a train camp, no races, and that's really hard and really tough for your head and for your brain, because you row because of races, and when you don't race over 2 years or 1.5 years, that's very hard.
Yeah. How surprised were you about the news that Jürgen Grobler had retired?
Yeah, it was really hard. He's the best coach in the world, and I thought he will do this 1 year to the Olympics, but yeah, he's not the youngest. And I understand him. He's so long in this business, so I think he's good. He's good with his retirement. So he enjoy now the life with his wife, and so I can understand this totally.
Yeah. Do you feel, because the British are traditionally a very strong rival for Deutschland Actor, do you feel it is more motivation for you without Jürgen Grobler coaching?
No, there's always a big motivation to race against the British team, because they are so strong and they have so good athletes and so good coaches. So yeah, they will also be very strong next year.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. And how hopeful are you that next year will happen, that you will be racing in Tokyo?
I expect it, because they in Germany there's the Bundesliga soccer.
Yeah.
So they played, I think, 4 months ago for the first time. So yeah, in my opinion, when they play soccer, then we can row, because we are. It's also an outdoor sports, and yeah, it's going to be difficult because of the Olympic Village. But there you can make some rules or special rules to regulate it, so that there's no big connections between the athletes. So I think it's possible, but you have to be to be clear with it, because you have to follow these rules, and then I think there's no problem. But yeah, we have to wait how this develops, because in Germany the corona numbers are rising.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be tough this winter. Yeah.
Will Tokyo be your last Olympics?
I plan to Tokyo, and after this I will see. But I also told you that I make my PhD, and my professor said that after the Olympics I have to focus on the university, and I will also finish both, because I want to work in 2 years or in 1 year. So yeah, I will see how for me it's important to be fun. There's a good I need good teammates, and I have to be in the physical conditions to make this. And yeah, I think these are the 3 things which are very important for me. And yeah, we will see. First, I'm focused on the Olympics next year, and
yeah. Sam Daly, who is watching on YouTube, has asked you, what is it like to row in the same fleet of the 8 for more than 2 Olympic Games?
Sorry, what?
What is it like for you to row in the 7 feet for the 8 for a long time? How is that?
Yeah, I changed the position, but yeah, it's a good feeling to be part of the German 8. I don't know if in Germany the German 8 is has a big history because of Karl Adam in the 50 years ago, and the German 8 is also very successful, especially in the last 10 years, and it makes you proud to be part of this. And there's always a lot of pressure, especially to the Olympics, because everyone in Germany says, okay, you're in the 8, so you have to win medals. And this is cool, but it's also very tough, and there's a lot of pressure. And when I look back at London, the Olympics in London, we are unbeaten, I think 35 races.
Yeah.
And there was so big pressure on us, because yeah, we had to win. There was no other possibility, and I don't know if the race was really close with the British 8 in the middle of the race. So it was really tough race, but yeah, we were so happy to win this and to win this.
Just talk about that race for a moment, because the British bow came in front of you, as you said, in the middle of the race. Was that the race you were most nervous for?
Our coach Ralf Hortmer said they were never before us. I didn't know it because I was so focused on rowing. Yeah, we felt it. This was the special in London was there was so many people there, and it was so loud, so we can't hear our cocks. It was incredibly loud. And then you race after the 1,000, and then the third 500, the British make so much pressure, and then our cox Martin said 600 meters before the finish line, okay, now we have to move everything. What's
yeah.
And then I think this was the key scene in this race, and then we moved forward, and then I saw in my eyes that the British can't handle this.
Yeah.
And we pushed away, and yeah, I was really happy, and yeah, it was one of the craziest and best runs I ever had. Race I ever had.
What was it like for you becoming an Olympic champion in rowing?
I said it before. I was nervous before the race, and after the race, there was so much better. I was not as happy. I did not realize it at the moment, because it was like, so now it's over. Oh, it's over. Not like, oh, happy I'm winning the Olympic gold medal. It was like yeah, it's over. And I realized that I won gold, I think 2 weeks later, when I arrived in Germany and in my hometown. And yeah, then I realized, okay, this was really a tough race, and you achieved so much. And yeah, this was crazy. This was the time I realized, okay, I'm Olympic champion. Yeah.
Richard, we're getting some questions in. One from Martin Heidman on Facebook. He says the 2019 Canal Cup was brutal. I think maybe you can see the questions on the screen. What was going through your mind in the last 1,000 meters when both Germany and the Netherlands were rowing with one man down?
In Rendsburg last year?
In Rendsburg last year, yeah.
Yeah, at first it was, we struggled also, I think after 5 or 6 kilometers. My teammate, Chris Reinhardt, was in struggle at the moment at this time, and he was also collapsed, I think, after 10 kilometers. And I thought, okay, that's over, that's all. And then the Dutch crew passed us, and yeah, I said, okay, that's all, that's it. And but we are so motivated, and our cox Martin said, okay, now we have to go with only the 7 guys, and we'll do this. And then he said, okay, the Dutch crew has also big problems, and we moved, it's getting closer and closer and closer. And then I saw the Dutch crew, and then I looked on the side, and I saw, okay, they have the same problem as we. After the race, I have to laugh. Sorry, but it was one of the craziest races I ever had, because I never saw that the 2 guys on 2 different boats were collapsed by
yeah.
By, I don't know why, but it was totally crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Gavin Clark, who's watching on YouTube, has asked about the technique for the German 8, and he says he thinks in recent years you look more relaxed around the back end, the finish of the stroke. And what is the secret of the fantastic German front end, the catch? How do you approach this?
Yeah, it's from outside, it looks like, okay, it's very easy, and it's going to be soft and smooth, but it's really hard also in the race. And yeah, we are very focused on the catch, and because we think that's important to be direct and to have the catch. You catch the water direct and no I don't know how you can
delay.
Yeah, no delay, genau. And yeah, this is very important for us. And we row so much kilometers together and focus on length and the catch. And I think it's training. It's like we make a lot of drills to be closer, to get together. And we also changed a lot in the pair, in the four, and yeah, to simulate our rowing technique. And yeah, this is how we train, and we try to for each train session we talk about it, and we talk about our aim for the next session, what we want to do, what we want to reach. And then we talk about, after this train session, okay, what we have achieved, what can we do. And that is also very important for us, that we talk to each other, and that everyone in the boat can say, okay, or have his own opinion, and then we can discuss it. And yeah, then we try to be every session better and better. And don't be you can't be happy with this what you achieve. You have to be you have to be always go on. I think nobody in the world rowing perfect, and everyone have to be better in this technique, and you can always be better in the catch, in the rolling, with in the front, and something like that.
It seems whenever I watch the German paddling, the blades go in so quickly, but almost with no effort.
Yeah, that is really important for us, to be direct in the water, and and not like this one. It's like direct in the water, and then you have a very good and length in the water, and you can push very, very hard. Yeah.
I think in the final of the Europeans, I saw you in the first, well, maybe 300 meters to 500. The length looked very good. The shoulders were really loose as you were coming forward. And I think,
it's I think special in the 8 is you have to be fast in the first quarter of the race, and it's special in Poznan. It's a very fast track, so when you lose in the front and in the beginning of the race some meters, then it's very hard to catch the others. And there are some crews they are really good in, but it's very hard to over race another boat in the end, and especially in the 8, because you can always react on another boat, because you have cogs. He sees that, and then you can react. And so in my opinion, you have to move very fast in the first beginning of the races.
How does the speed of the German 8 now compare with the German 8, say, in the 2012 Olympics, when you were Olympic champion, or even the German 8 in Rio of 2016? Is this a faster crew or just a different crew?
It's there. I think the crew now, you can compare it with the crew in from 2009 to 2012, because of their attitude, because of their thinking, and their will to win, and this was the problem also a little bit from 13 to 16. We were not so fast in the beginning of the race. We already make a big sprint at the end. I think, I don't know if you remember Lucerne, or I don't know what races we had in Ekbilet, World Rowing Championships in Ekbilet. The British way, and so we moved at the end. It was very close, but because the British react. Then they are so they raced very clever, and we let them go in the beginning. So that was a little bit different, and I think the crew, my teammates now, they are very focused, and they want to win, and we do everything to be faster, and
So this rate is because Jürgen Grobler used to have the gold medal time, and the time you needed to win a gold medal in each Olympics was quicker.
Yeah.
Is that the case with you guys?
yeah. Jürgen Grobler always win gold medals, and it's so fantastic. It's very hard for the German Federation that he moved to the British. He's very successful, and when a British boat is coached by Jürgen Grobler, then you know, okay, this boat is very fast, so you have to be faster, and you have to train more and do more for the win.
I was talking to Richard Schmidt a few weeks ago, and he talked about how important Martin Sauer was to the technique for the German 8, or the mental approach to the German 8.
He's totally important for us. I don't know. He's a guy. He's never satisfied with rowing. He always wants more and better and better and better. And this is hard for us, because you always think, oh, come on. But this is for us. We have to do more, and we have to perform better. And he's between the coach of Uwe Bender and the athletes, and he's always talking, and he know each other, and he know, okay, these are his advantages, and has disadvantages. So we can he know this, and we try to improve them, and and this is really, really, really good. And what he's do on water with us, and it's no fun. It's really, really hard, and but I think we need this, because we are successful, so it's the right way. So we have to go, or we have to move on this way, and he's absolutely important for us.
So was that one reason why the change from Ralph Holtmeier to Uwe Bender worked, because Martin Sauer was still in the
No, we changed because Ralph Holtmeier had a break after Rio, a 1 year break, and Uwe Bender was the new coach, and he did it very, very well. He was very close to the athletes. He's a very special coach. He was also in Australia, and then he came back to Germany, was a head coach of the lightweights, and he talked to us, and he's for me, he's also a very special trainer, coach, and he he trained hard. He let us train hard, but he also knew, okay, now I have to tape, or you have to bring them in the best position to be able to race the best level on the best level. So he's and I think the athletes and the coach are moving closer together, and so he's, for us, it's very important that he's our coach, and he's be a big part of the team.
Yeah. Richard, you're on World Rowing. You are the #1 ranked oarsman in the world. Do you like being the #1 rower in the world? Does that mean anything to you?
Honestly, I did not knew that there's a ranking. I think 1 year ago, ich glaube, Jakob Schneider told me that I'm the #1. It's awesome to be the #1 of the world rowing community, but for me, the best rowers are Hamish, Eric, Hodge, Reed. These are guys where I thought, okay, they're really, really impressive, and they achieve so much. And for me, they're also better than me, and I try to do my best, and and I don't care what. I try to win next year the Olympic gold or Olympic medal, and that's for me important, and nothing else.
Where do you keep your medals, Richard? You have them on display, or do you keep them in a drawer or something?
Yeah, the Olympic medals are in near my bed.
Yeah.
In the cupboard, but the world championships medals and European championships are at home at my parents. They have all my medals.
Yeah.
And, after my rowing career, I will sort them, and I will hang them out or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Matthew,
the box is really full.
Matthew Britton wanted to ask you. He likes to know that the jobs of each different seat in the 8, and how you would explain your job in the 7 seat, because I know you have rowed in the 3 seat, the 5 seat. So what is your job in the 7 seat? How would you describe that as different to rowing in 5 or 3?
Yeah, we always asked by journalism how different is it to row in the bow or in the stroke, and you always heard, okay, the stroke men do the stroke and like this, but it's in my opinion, it's totally not true. We changed in training. We changed also positions. It's not always. Yeah, it's not always Hannes that is on the stroke seat. It's sometimes it's Malte, sometimes it's Lauritz Vollert or Torben Johannesen, and we changed. And in my opinion, a good 8 is good because everyone can row on every place, and it's common, and it's a common opinion when you say, okay, in the bow you have a good technique and nothing more. It's not true. You also have to push in or have to pull in the bow, or in the stroke you also have to be strong and have to make pressure and like this. And in the middle you have to be also you have to have a good technique, because you have to be part of the teammates. So but my favorite position was also very long the 5th position.
Oh really?
Yeah, we 2012 we row in the twin.
Yeah.
And it was really, really, really cool to row with. It was really close. You row very close with your with the 4th position, and Maximilian Reinhardt was in the force, and yeah, it was. Yeah, it was like, okay, when you push hard, then the boat is going faster, and yeah, it was also very good. But in the seventh position, you have to support the Hannes, but yeah, as I said, we always changed. So there's no big difference between place fifth and seventh. So yeah, me it's no big difference. The only thing is that when I row in the bow, it's hard to me because then I'm a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
The other thing is when you're in the catch, it's not directly, because when you row in the front, then the boat is lifting up, and so the position from your blade and water is going to be higher. And for me, it's because of my rowing technique, because of my big body, then I have to pull my shoulders down, and then the blade is going to be higher, and it's not so good. So that's the only position which is not so good for me. But yeah, but we also changed.
Yeah. And you're in the fastest pair in the German 8 with Mark Yasher, so maybe the last 3 years.
Yeah, I always, for me, it's always important to be part of the 8, because I'm good in the pair, and I was always since 2009 winning the national trials, or be second. But for me, it's really important to be good in the pair, because this is this is important. In Germany, you begin with rowing with sculling in the single, then you row in the pair, and you qualify for the 8 because of the trails in the pair, and it's the basic of rowing technique. And if you have the feeling to move a boat fast, then you always see it in the pair, in the small boats. And if you have the feeling, then you're a good rower also in the big boats.
Yeah.
And, yeah, for that's the reason why it's so important. I tried to race in the pair in one World Cup. I think it was in Blade 2010.
Wow.
And we were 5th, but this was against Eric.
Yeah.
Hodge and Reed, and yeah, and this was not a good weekend, because I think my partner or I was a little bit sick or ill, and but it's sometimes I think, okay, it's gonna be cool to race in the pair international, but in Germany the 8 is so important, and for me, also for me, yeah, and it's a pleasure, and it's honor to row in the so there's no possibility to change it for me.
How many sessions do you train on the ergometer for each week? Is it something, I know with Jürgen Gobler, the British team use the ergometer a lot. What about you guys?
You mean ergos?
Yeah.
Yeah, we always train on ergo if we are not going to row on the water because of wind, ice, or like that. But it's always in the winter, and we are not so focused on ergo, because we think we have to row on the water, because when you row so long on the erg, then you miss this feeling of the boat, and how to be fast in a boat, and I think it's important to row on the water, but it's also important to have power on the erg, and so you have to combine this both, and yeah, in the winter, especially before Olympics, we are so much in train camp. We have 3 weeks in train camp, 2 weeks home, 3 weeks in train camp, and so on. And in the train camp, we always row on the water, or try to row on the water. And when we are back and it's ice or it's not bad conditions to row, then we race on the erg. But there's no special preparation for a 2K erg test in Germany.
No. What is your 2K? What is your 2K personal best?
We all row in the 8. We all row between 5:40 and 6 minutes. Under 6 minutes. That's like between like this.
Yeah. And do you have some rowers prefer a 2K test and others prefer a 5K test?
Yeah, we have some which are very good in on the erg. It's like Lauritz, me, Malte, Jakob Schneider. They're really good on erg. But some others, they are also good on erg, but they are also very good on water, in the pair. And so I think as a coach, when you select a team, you can't you can't say, okay, he's good in the erg, so you have to move in the boat. You have to combine this. You have to combine, okay, you need a good 2K erg test, and then you have to be good in the trails. And then there's also a possibility from the coach to say, okay, he fits in the crew, or he's not so good. He's not his technique is not it's not
up to standard
for the 8. So then there are the possibilities of the coach to select their athletes, and not only focus on the 2K erg tests. That's how our coaches do this, and I think it's also important to see the rowing side on the water.
Yeah. So how close has the German 8 come to having the perfect race? Has that happened yet? Do you still think the German 8 can get faster for next year?
Yeah, I hope. We really this was our first races. And it's always in the season, the first races are not so good. Our first races are always in Duisburg or Essen, and then you in the following races you're gonna be better, because your body is preparation for, or is ready to row 2Ks. And then your technique is better on the high rate level, and I think we have a lot of possibilities to be better, but now we have to look that we are good, that we are good in training in the winter, and then we will see next year.
Yeah.
To improve us, and we have a lot of technique faults, so we have to do a lot. A lot of homework.
Have you ever had a race where it was as near to perfect? I remember you guys were very pleased with the European Championships in Glasgow in 2018. You thought that?
Glasgow was also good, and Plovdiv.
Yeah.
And London 2012, Bled 1 year before, 2011. This was one of the best crews I ever rowed, and this was a perfect race, I think. And Plovdiv 2018. this was also, we are so much under pressure because in the heats we won our heat, but in the other heat was a little bit faster.
Yeah.
And,
The Americans.
then the Americans, and then we have to wait 1 week, and nobody knows. Okay, are they faster, or was this the wind conditions? I don't know. And then you're a little bit nervous, and then you think, okay, now we will check it on the final, and then we are so motivated, and we had so much pressure, and but we are so full of energy, and then it was a start signal, and then we pushed away, and it was great. It was phenomenal. This was really really crazy race. And after 800 meters we were in front with half a length or so. And I think so, oh, this is gonna be a really crazy race. And it was really perfect.
So you still get nervous for races even after so many years in the team?
Depends on. After the Olympics in London, I was never so nervous as in London. But when there's something like Plovdiv, you're a little bit under pressure or so, then you're getting a little bit nervous. But it's not as much as in London. And for me, it's when you're at the start and you hear the signal, then it's no nerve. It's the energy is there, and then you're focused on your race. And I never was so nervous.
Yeah. God, even hearing you talk, my stomach is going in a knot, because I remember the feeling of being not nervous on the start.
Yeah. It's always funny when you're rowing on the regatta course before the regatta, and they tested the systems, the start system, and you hear the signal, and I think it's a little bit a special signal. You always be nervous when you hear this, and I think it will be also in 10, 20 years when you hear this, and then you think, oh, now it's going on. It's crazy.
Yeah. Richard, what is the hardest training session that you do, the one that's toughest for you?
The hardest training session, it's always rowing in the 8, and when we make our changing stroke rate, changing stroke rate. We change our stroke every 500 meters, and from 18 to 24 or to 26, then back to 18, and we always jump from the and then and then we push really hard, and this is going to be really tough. And we always race in the pair and make some time trials. We call it 3 kilometers, and with limited rate, and then move as fast as you can. And this is how we train always in the winter, and this is really tough. And then 2K erg test, I think it's also one of the hardest things you ever have to do, or you can do. And these are the toughest things.
Yeah. Now, going back to when you started rowing, you were in the Olympics in Beijing in 2008. Were you a spare for that competition?
I started rowing, I think I was 8 or something like that, and then there were the juniors, and then I was in the national trails 2nd. And then I was not selected for the A team because I don't know why. And then 1 year, this was 2007, and then after the World Championships in 2007, I was part of the team, of the A team. And I was also, I think, good. But at the trials, I was, I think, in the B final or so. And then I was selected as a spare. And there was also in Beijing, there was a virus.
Oh, yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know what kind of, and two guys of our force were
Affected.
infected by this virus. So I moved in the 4 after the heat, and so I did the half final.
Yeah.
And yeah, third, I think. And then we moved to the final. It was so crazy. I was 20 or 21, and it was crazy. I'm in the A final, but in the A final, then we have no chance to win it.
Yeah.
Any chance? But it was totally new for me, and I was so impressed by the Olympics. And I thought, okay, in 4 years I will be good enough to be in a crew or in a boat, and and then I was selected in the 8 at 2009, and since then I was in the 8. Yeah.
That must have been really important, that win in 2009, because in the Olympics the Canadians had won the title before, and the German 8 hadn't been so strong. But the new crew in 2009 to come back and win, that must have been a good moment.
Yeah, it was totally important because we changed everything. The 8 was the last, was I think 8th or so in the Olympic 2008. And so we have to change everything. We changed our rates program. We changed our coach. Ralf Hortmeyer was the new coach, and so it was important to have a good result at the World Championships to see, okay, the way what we go is the right way. And we also row at the first World Cups in the season, also in the 4th, and we won I think it was the World Cup in Munich, the first World Cup in Munich, and we won the 4th. And then second was the second part of the 8 in the 4th, and third was the British crew.
Yeah.
And it was clear, okay, we have a good level, and now we can move in the 8 and look what the 8 will be in the season. And so it was important for us to be successful in this year, and then we moved on every year. We improve ourselves and try to be better, technique and physically, and and this was the basic of the success for the next 10 years.
Yeah. Richard, I know you spend a lot of time. You're an athlete representative, and you are also on the international WADA control for athletes. Why is that so important to you?
The first thing, I'm the athlete speaker from the German national team, or from the German rowers, because I think I can give some experience to other athletes, and it's not always there's really hard decisions, especially when it's go to the Olympics, who's be part of which boat, and and there's not always as clear as it seems. So the athletes are disappointed. They come to me. They ask me what they can do, and I try to help them. I try to talk to them, to help them, and I talk to the coaches, and I try to that there's no unfairness. So and why I'm so involved in the WADA is because for me it's important to have same conditions. And we in Germany, we have also very strict and hard controls of doping, and there are some really hard decisions also. And when you look in other countries, there's not so the same things as we have. When you look at not only the Russians, there are so many countries, and for me it was important that that there's equalness, and that they have the same anti-doping level as we have in Germany or in Europe. And then, because I want to have fair and doping-free games, and I think it's totally unfair when you train so hard and you do everything for sport and for to reach a medal, and then there's someone or a crew who's doping and have this advantage and take the medal which belongs to you. And this is totally unfair, and I try to improve that, or to try to do something to make it equal fight against doping. Really important for me. And it's gonna be a long way to have free doping-free sports. So
that's really
you have to fight against it.
You maybe you've talked, Ian Weir, who's watching, he asked, what do you think of the future of rowing at the Olympics and some of the changes that have been proposed?
I think there will be no lightweights at the Olympics in rowing, and maybe coastal is gonna be replace them. And when you hear it in the Olympics in 2028, it's they want to short the I don't like it. I think in rowing, regatta course have to be two Ks, and but I think there will be some changes. Maybe there's mixed boats, like women and men going together. But we will see. I hope it will be not this big changes, and we have to see. But for me, rowing is 2K, and the big boat classes like the 8, the 4, the double, and or a pair, and the single are so important. And this you can't discuss about this. I think it's important to have them. You always have to think when you add some boat classes, but not close them because or cancel them.
Hannah Smith-Plan has asked about your early racing, and maybe a race early in your career that you were the most happy with, that you can remember.
Which race
he talks, he says maybe yes, we've spoken about the Olympic races, but what about early in your career? What was one of the races that you were most happy with?
It was 2012, and it was 2011, the race in Bled, the World Championships, and it was also very special when I raced in the 4 and at the World Cups and win them. And for me, it's also very special to win the national trials. It's really cool when you win them, and these are very good races for me. These are important. And 2009 was also very important for my career, because there was there starts the international success.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Richard, you are a husband and a father now. How has being those two things affected your life in rowing?
You don't sleep as much as no. Yeah, it's phenomenal to be a father because you're always happy when you're back at home and you see your daughter, and yeah, but it's also tough because sometimes you don't have this much sleep what you need, and especially in my situation when I'm try to work at the on my PhD and train a lot, and then you don't have enough time for your family. It's hard to realize. Yeah, that's the problem is not to be the kind of not to have this much time for your family. That's hard, but yeah, okay, it's at one point it's over. Then you are you are only the father, and then it's good. But yeah, at the moment it's when you know, okay, you're the next 9 months you're always in train camp. You don't see your daughter. That's really hard. And yeah, and now my wife, especially my wife, is also pregnant again.
Oh,
so
congratulations!
Thanks. Then yeah, then it's also hard for her because she's alone at home and have to handle us. And it's not so easy for me to leave them in the train camp and always Skype with them, and so that's going to be tough. But that's how rowing is, and and so yeah, try to do my best.
Did you take a holiday when you have a break? Do you take your holiday at home, or do you go somewhere in Germany? I know you had 2 weeks off before, I think.
Yeah, we had 2 weeks of holidays in the summer, but there was no possibility to travel away because of Corona. And I was with my family in Trier, where I came from, by my parents. And yeah, and after Rendsburg, we have also 1 week off, and we will travel to the north coast of Germany. Yeah, we even try to make some family time, but it's not that much because between them I have to work a little bit, and
yeah. And we'll finish our talk soon, Richard. I just wonder, what are you looking forward to next year?
Yeah, we try to win a medal at the Olympics, and we hope it will be the golden one. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we do the best, and we have to say there are so much impressive competitors, like the Dutch crew, like the GB Rowing 8, and then the Australians are also very good, and maybe the New Zealand crew. So that's going to be very tough and very hard races.
Yeah. Richard, it's been fantastic talking to you this morning. You've been
thank you very much. Yeah.
So great. Your English has been superb. Really good to talk to.
Okay, thank you very much, and
I wish you the very best, and I hope you finish the Regensburg Cup with 8 men this year.
I hope also. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.